So the old saying is, you got to piss with a cock you got. No, it is, isn't it? It's,
I'm not say that again.
You got to piss with a cock you got.
Right. Okay.
You know, so for me, it's like, accept that. You know, if I was going to be world champion boxer, I accept that. I need to find something that I'm fucking good at. Don't waste your time. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? So that's what's happened. Even with me coming back into my career of boxing after my accident, I had a massive sit down with myself before going back boxing. I didn't just go thinking I'm a dreamer, I'm going to be a world champion bare knuckle fighter. I was like, let's look at where I am with my life right now. Have I still got my speed? Have I still got that mental spirit, of that drive? And I knew I was going to do that. I knew that. I had no ifs, no buts. But if I didn't, I'd be like, I'm honest with myself. I'm realistic. I'm not going to say I'm going to do something, and it's nothing more embarrassing to say sometimes. It's like, I'm going to do this, and then it doesn't work out. I didn't, you know. So for me, it's like that's the other thing. I think men, please just be real with yourself. Accept what you are. Accept that, you know. And the things that you do want to work on it quietly. Don't be so negative on yourself. Look, I've been a coach for a long time, and when I'm working with a client, I don't go, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong. Fuck, they leave the session and they think, fuck, am I doing anything right? Do you understand? So, man, we like positive shit. We like positive energy. We thrive off that. We like people saying good things about us.
Yeah, I used to say, as a coach as well, and a person that's worked, is like, I deliver bad news as a shit sandwich.
Yeah.
So you say like, this is really, really good. This needs work. This is really, really good. So you're still giving them the negative that they have to work on.
Of course.
You give them two positives either side of it. So then they, you know.
You left the carrot dangling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're like, this is great. This needs work. If you got this better, it would be perfect. But this is good. So it's like, okay, I've just got to work on that one thing, but I'm still moving in the right direction.
He's like,
I think that helps you all.
He's like, coach told me I was good at this. That's the motivation, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and obviously we have other mindsets. Some people like to be saying that they shit at this and you shit this, you're not going to make it. And that's something that drove me when I was a kid. When I was going through the well setup, they were saying, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. I was like, I'll show you I'm good enough. I'm good, you know. But again, that's self-belief as well, mixed with that, you know. And sometimes we can contradict each other what we're saying. But in that moment, when someone tells that you can't do something, as a man, I'm going to show that I fucking can. You know, so these are things that life obstacles throw us, and sometimes it makes you the better person later on. And I feel like where I am in my life right now, I was such a hot-headed child that, you know, I wanted to fight the world. Anyone say anything to me, I'll fight you. You know, I was such a, like Mowgli walking around with my bowl haircut, I'll fight you. I'll fight you in a car park anywhere. But you know what? I think it's taking I'm so calm in my life right now. I'm so chilled. I'm so laid back there. But it's taken a lot of violence for me to be this calm.
But you think that helps with your choice of life, and obviously with fighting and competing? You think, obviously, being that hot-headed child, being Mowgli, as you said, it's like, do you think that's brought you to where you are today, or you think you can do it as a calm guy?
100%, Luke. You know, it's understanding, like you said. I said, like, I had that sixth sense growing up. I didn't just have it with others. I had it fully understanding my own emotions, my own feelings, and was I going to grow up and self-sabotage my own capabilities? I realised if I carried on acting that way, doesn't matter how much of a good boxer I am or portray as I'm a nice guy, I'm going to end up jail or dead. I can't be fighting thugs on the street, or when I've had a drink, or this or that. You know, I can't be doing that. I don't want to be known for the guy in the local town for knocking someone out after they've had 10 beers. That's not respect. No, I'm smart enough to know that. So for me, it was just my one of my biggest role models to myself was, can I be a role model to others?
But who now, for you right now, who would you consider a role model? You don't have a coach. You coach yourself right now, or you have a coach?
I've got a coach, Kerry. He's my pad man. I built enough relationships here to just, I think once you come this far in your life, the only person who can be your own motivation is yourself. Mm-hmm. I really believe that, because every time I dip into other people's lives, sometimes I think, I don't mean to be, I'm not perfect at all, far from fucking perfect. But when I dip into other people's lives, I think, fuck, I have got my shit together. I really have. I'm in a good position, you know, and I understand everybody else is dealing with their shit. I respect that. But for me, I am always my own motivation. No one's going to wake me up in the morning to get up and do my work. No one's going to push me into do my training. No one's going to, you know, help me for no reason half of the time, you know, because everybody's busy in their own world right now, aren't they? And again, when it comes to setting an example, it's like I've worked with many people that, you know, I've ever had people who try to help people just to change them to be a better person, and it never works. So the best thing you can do is set the example. Show yourself that you're doing that. And they look at you and they say, you're doing it again and again. And you don't have to say anything. So I'm showing my actions all the time. Actions, consistency, you know, structure. And by doing that, that's what changed people's lives. You know?
100%. I think you're a great example of that, especially with the past that you've described. I didn't know your past before the podcast, so like, for me, it's super, super good, interesting. But for me, how I describe it, because I've been in the same place, like boxing, bare knuckle even more, it gives you what I call like clarity of purpose. So you have, it's easy for you to get up in the morning and work out because you know you got to do it because it's your whole life, right? Yeah. So the thing that I'll find interesting is when that ends, because it's going to end, and you're fully aware that that's going to end, as it has for me, because that's what I went through. Like when my fighting career ended, or I decided to end it, I had about 2.5 years of that lost feeling that you were describing when you got married and when you were a window cleaner and when you went to. So again, I hope you fight forever and you do your thing, but when as that is coming, how are you preparing yourself to deal with that loss? You know?
I'm already transitioning. So I love coaching. That fills the gap nearly as just as good as fighting. I'm so still obsessed with boxing that my passion for teaching is just, and what I feel blessed about more than anything is I'm a teacher. I don't just, someone can tell you what to do and someone can teach. There's teaching and there's telling. So everyone who works for me, a lot of people come to me because they see what I do. But when I'm teaching someone, it's not about me no more, it's about them. And as a coach, you have to let that go. And I've seen lots of good coaches and got ex-boxers. They haven't. It's still about them. And I'm thinking, oh, guys, you know, it's like... And the other person is just like, yeah, I do whatever you say because you know what you're doing. You was the man back in the day. But it's not my job is to get them to be authentic. Because they're not Dan Chapman. They are them. And as a coach, my job is to go through the fundamentals, express to them how to deal with their social media, how to manage, to be calm, to be professional, make sure you got all your kit. Is to, as a coach does, provides all these things to make boxing that little bit easier because boxing is fucking savage. So my job is to teach them. I'm not just a coach, I'm a life coach. So my job is to do them is then teach them to be independent like I was. So even though you got me as a coach, I don't want you to be a yes man. I want you to look at your favorite fighters and if you feel like you can do that in your own time, you practice that. Do you understand? So for me, it's like, that's how I'm going to teach guys to be authentic. And when I see these authentic fighters coming through, I think, oh, I love this. You know, you look at Eubank back in the day, he'd walk in the ring with his chest up, puffed up like a silverback, wouldn't he? But I can't take that away from him. That's him being him. People loved that. Ali would run his mouth. Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson, the baddest fighter. They weren't pretending to be anybody, these fighters. They were being them, and that's why they made it, because they were special people. You're not going to be special if you blend in like fucking everybody else.